Hey Al, I was just going over some of my notes from our last couple of meetings, and in those meetings you were like, how do I get more leads? Where's the data? What should we do for lunch? Is there anything I can do to get somebody interested in this one? How come nobody's looking at this car? Where's the data? What should we do for lunch? So, you got questions, I got answers. The answers? nVision. They're always going to be found in nVision. You should know that from me by now. Check this out. So from nVision, we're going to look at your Analyze Inventory page. And what I'm going to do here, I'm going to scroll down to the middle of the page. And what I want to address with you is the probability to sell matrix. More specifically, I want to address the 174 cars we find in this lower right quadrant. This is the inventory here that needs a bit of help. You asked for data. Here's your data. You asked why these cars aren't getting looked at. Well, let's look closer. If I click on the 174 cars, it's going to bring us to the list of inventory below that shows the vehicles that are in that category. And if you look here at the N-Gauge score, you can see that all these vehicles are carrying a score of 12 or below. Now, we target 13 as kind of the bare bones minimum for a decent score, but realistically, we'd like to see them at like 19 or higher even. If we look at the next field, you see that these are very well merchandised vehicles. Al, you guys do a good job with this. In fact, as good a job as anyone, maybe even better than most. We target 80 as good, and you folks are at almost a perfect 100 with most of these. So what's the problem? The problem is they're getting a low N-Gauge score because much of this inventory is really common in this market. You've got a ton of competition for these cars and trucks. So how can we improve this? Let's scroll back up and take a look at the performance by product. In performance by product, you can see your categories are listed here. We've got classified listings, your spotlight, and your alpha. What I notice is that your spotlights perform really well. Today, you have the ability to spotlight about 10% of your overall inventory, yet spotlight inventory is accounting for about 20% of your overall VDPs. Al, I think we got a solution to help with these low probability to sell vehicles. What is that solution, you ask? I think you need to spotlight these vehicles. You have the ability to spotlight about 10%, as I mentioned, and this accounts for almost half of your inventory. So I think what you need to do is add more spotlights. Adding spotlights is going to give you the ability to put more of that inventory at the top, where it's actually going to be seen first ahead of your competition and thus get more engagement. What I've done in the email that this video was attached to, I have given you a couple of options. And we're going to discuss those in my next meeting, but shoot me a message because we don't want to delay. Respond to my email. Let me know which of those two options or recommendations you think best. I've told you in the email which one I think is best. Let me know what you think is best, and let's move forward with more spotlights. I know what you're thinking. Lunch. Auto Tomato, Al. It's not an nVision. It's about a mile up the street from you. It's a great little Italian deli. Great gabagoo. Check it out. See you next week.